This is going to be a quick video injecting some fire in your game to play against the Phillidor. I've been doing a good amount of research because I'm in the process of crafting a 1e4 repertoire for Chessable, and I wanted to share a line and show how if someone likes the Phillidor, typically their dream is to get a very solid position and not think too much. So they get this all the time where they can just play bishop e7, castle, typically c6, and it's a generally thematic opening where you don't have to think. Anytime I'm playing against an opponent who wants a structure, I do whatever I can to get them out of the structure. And bishop c4 being the main line for a long period of time, definitely playable, definitely recommended in a number of books, but started looking at something a bit more combative. So as I'm going through, say, okay, for a long time there, I really liked g4 with the Shirov gambit idea. But then, and I initially had written a chapter on it, in fact. But I started going back in and looking at other ideas in the database, and it reminded me of a line I like that Grandmaster Torozaga plays in the English with a Slav setup without d4. He'll play rook g1 to support the push of a g-pawn. Now, like I said, this is going to be a quick video because it's only a 14-move game where I was playing against a 2400 blitz-rated player on Lichess. And it shows you how even strong players can fall quickly, just fall apart quickly. That's really all that can be said with a little bit of aggression. So rook g1 is posturing the threat. Well, g6 is played. Maybe by pushing the g-pawn, we're shoring it up over there. Makes a lot of sense. Well, I'm going to go play g4 already. And after bishop g7, why not kick the knight and gain space? And I didn't play most accurately in this juncture of the game, but I often ask my students when they're playing aggressive positions and aggressive thematic openings like 1e4, what is the most forcing, what is the most aggressive move? And in this case, I felt taking in the center is most forcing and aggressive and gives black the most room to go wrong. So black's in a cramped position, so knight takes e5. And I was okay with this capture. I figured my opponent was going to take with the dark square bishop. But after d takes e5, now let's slow it down a bit and ask again. What is the most forcing move? Well, checks should always be considered first. Well, trading queens. Is that going to benefit us or hurt us? Well, it definitely hurts the opponent because their king can no longer castle and he's a bit stuck in the middle. So again, what is the most aggressive? What is the most forcing move? Well, I need to develop. I go bishop e2 to hit that knight on h5. And I felt like the opponent was going to play this move when I played bishop e2, so they don't want their pawns doubled. But likely, it's best to let that knight sit there because the bishop's in the open position is going to be well worth having those doubled h-pawns. But my opponent played knight f4. So again, what's the most aggressive, most forcing move? Capture. What is the most aggressive, one of the most forcing move? Castle with check, complete development. Now, it's already a very difficult position for black, and he made it so much worse with bishop d7. And I ask you one more time, what is the most aggressive? What is the most forcing move? Bishop g4, and the game is already done. So if you're looking for something to spice up your play a bit, be on the lookout for that 1e4 course because I am writing a course for everyone with this one. And I'm not cutting any corners, not recommending any exchange variations, maybe in the Alekhine, but no exchange French, no exchange Caro-Kann, and definitely no Alpin Sicilian. The thought of writing a chapter on that, yeah, no. Not going to happen in my lifetime. Aggressive play, play E4 the way it should be played. Thanks.